We all like value, and the Omoda here, I've packed a lot of value into a low price point here. This is the Omoda 5, a compact SUV, rivals things like the Nissan Qashqai. And in this video I'm going to give you a walk around tour of the car, show us like an interior, and then get out the road for the test drive. I'm Thomas and you're watching Thomas Talks Cars. So the Omoda 5 comes in three variants. This 1.6 petrol also comes in that electric known as the E5 and an SHS plug-in hybrid model. So there's something really for everybody. All the power goes to the front wheels in this 1.6 petrol for a 7-speed DCT. You're looking at around 147 PS, around 275 newton meters of torque, 10.1 seconds to 60. And yeah, around maybe between the 30 to 40 miles per gallon range in real world driving, depending if you're town or city driving. This car does look a little bit like a Nissan Qashqai to me, that front grille, but after seeing the Omoda 9 and some future Omodas coming up, you are not going to mistake this for anything else. It's quite a fashion forward looking car with the silver strip going across, Omoda built out in the bonnet, radar cruise control, parking sensors front and rear. If you do go for the Noble trim, which is the top of the range, you do get 360 cameras. On this entry level night trim, you've just got the plastic to remind you of what you could have. Split daytime run lights with the headlights down there. There is two trim levels, which are night, this base model, and then Noble, which throws in things like your 360 camera, panoramic roof, power tailgate and a few other goodies. This car is the base one, so that's what we're covering today, finished in garnet red paint. You can get it in jade green, which is rather nice, and the usual white, black and silver. This car does have 18-inch alloy wheels. This is the sole option you can get here in the UK, and then there's a slightly larger option on the 19-inch wheel for the Noble trim. Also thought this was quite unusual. It's like a carbon fibre effect here on the mirror housing itself, and then black gloss plastic up above. The mirror does have blind spot blind spot as standard part of a safety package. Omoda are quite good with the safety tech that you get on the car as standard. And prices start at £23,990 here in the UK. And this car is from People's Jaecoo Omoda in Edinburgh, and they were saying to me it's about £249 a month and £249 deposit at the moment for a night trim like you see here, so that's not too bad. I really like the tail lights in this car. It's got this kind of like lines in it and the way it curves round. We've got two spoilers, which is quite cool to see, as well as a rear wiper blade, which you don't always get in all these SUVs. Floating roof design kind of gives me a Lexus RX, like Mark IV design. What do you think? We've also got fake exhaust put into the bumpers there, and a Omoda 5 badging. Overall, it's not too bad. Looking back here, under the O we do have a manual tailgate because they leave the electronic one for the top of the range Noble trim. 380 litres of boot space here, 60/40 folding seats with a little light, no tie down hooks or anything. There is a little bit of storage underneath, however, but yeah, that's what your boot looks like. In the back of the Omoda 5, 5'11" Thomas is plenty of knee room. That's set up from a driving position. Headroom's alright. There is no panoramic roof in the night trim, so you get a little bit more headroom. Also the cup holders in the centre, little armrest. Climate vents, not too much of a floor as well. There's not too much of a transmission hump, so you can get free abreast at a push if you wanted it. But yeah, it's going to be ideal for kids and then maybe teenagers doing runs with your friends. It's quite a spacious vehicle, two ISOFIX points in the outer seats, and you've got that black synthetic leather with the dark chrome on the door handles and in the back of that like kind of one-piece seat there. Quite a nice place to see. There is no lighting or anything in the back of the car, so it is quite dark, but it is also dark in winter in Scotland. Door cards, nice quality materials, white stitching, mechanical door release. I like the speaker grille. Door cards quite nice, white stitching there, and then you've got the little window switch and then door bins down below. All in all, not too bad place. Step into the car, we've got a decent entry height. All car models get electric driver seats. Passenger seat is manual on the night trim, it is electronic on the Noble trim, but we do have plenty of adjustment in the driver seat, as well as reach and rake adjustment in the steering wheel. Everything in the car is quite ergonomically designed. Cruise control on that on the left hand side, volume control and voice commands on the right hand side. Big gear selector on the column shifter there. Left hand side is where you're going to be able to flash your lights, do your front and rear wipers. Then you've got some shortcut keys on the top of this bezel here for your traction control, turning the engine off, automatic start stop. And then you've got physical button here for your parking brake. Down here is where your bonnet release is going to be. Light controls there as well. It's nice to see you've got 4 electric window switches as well as power folding mirrors as well. Wasn't expecting to see that on a base model. And then yeah, everything in the front cabin just feels like good quality. It's got nice white stitching in places, the black vinyl. The black trim is the only colour interior you can get, unfortunately. So if you are looking for a different colour interior, they're kind of out of luck in the UK. I do have a big wireless phone charger in the middle there with a little vent, and then you can pull that across to cover that up with the fake wood. 2 cup holders, some shortcut keys here for your air conditioning, your hazards, drive modes, and then turning that radio on and off. 2 screens here which are connected with the black bezel. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto is standard and wireless inside this middle screen here. All that good stuff. Keyless entry as well as keyless start as standard. Foot in the brake. Foot in the brake because we've got keyless entry and start as standard. Nice clear gauge clusters, which is quite cool to see. Of course, they are digital, being a 2026 vehicle. There's all the little finishes in here, like all the kind of silver trim pieces on the sensor here for your climate vents, which is quite nice to see. Decent size glove box there. Nice quality materials all throughout. Night trim you lose out in the panoramic roof, so you've just got solid buttons here, but we do have lights above and plenty of headroom. That's your only interior lights, which is a little bit disappointing considering the size of the car. Seats themselves, I'm 5'11", plenty of headroom, shoulder room. Get yourself pretty comfortable up here, so it's not too place to be. And then your driving modes, got your normal mode, and then sports mode for response, which we'll check out when we're driving. Touch this button here. And that's the 4 speakers in this car playing at full blast. But yeah, you've got your Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, all that good stuff here. And then if you swipe down, you can turn off some driver system as well as mute the speed warning. It's quite a neat little touch there. Now let me show you the rear camera. Pull that up into reverse. Pops up. Look how clear and crisp that is. This is the night trim, so this is the entry level model, and that's what it looks like. Just a backup camera. You get the 360 camera if you go for the Noble trim. Alright, you join me behind the wheel of the Omoda 5. So let's get some climate up. I want to get the temperature up a bit. I feel like its temperature's dropped a little bit. Heated seats are on, which is nice. Fan speed. The temperature itself is just like a little slider. So you pull up and down, it's not giving you exact temperatures. It goes like from red to blue in this vehicle. And I do believe it's, I don't know if it, can't remember if it's dual zone in this car or not in the night trim. But anyway, let's crack on. Down for drive on the column shifter. And let's get ourselves going. Front wheel drive power. Yeah, it's not too bad up here. Suspension is doing all right over the lumps and bumps. It's definitely softly sprung, and the car is doing a good job out on the road. Steering's nice and light. It's going to be ideal for like town and city driving, doing kind of suburban things. Brakes are linear, acceleration's not too bad. The transmission, you're not really aware of it like going through the gears, so I think that's an A+. We're looking around just over 30 miles to a gallon in this car as it is, which again, there we go, cycle through, come on, there we go, auto lights. But yeah, I like the fact we've got a tactile kind of feel for some of the buttons, touch capacitive buttons really on the steering wheel there. Nice blend of physical buttons in the screen. A lot of the functions are controlled through the screen, but there's not too much to really interact with. You can get your music on, 4-speaker sound system. It sounds okay. If you could afford it, I would go for the Noble trim to get the Sony 8 speakers, because I think that is where it's at. But you wouldn't be too disappointed. You just need to bear in mind it as an entry-level car if you go for the kind of standard sound system. So I just want to say thanks very much for watching this video on the Omoda 5. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to Thomas Talks Cars channel. I'm trying to grow this channel, so share with your friends. And a special thanks to People's Jaecoo Omoda in Edinburgh at Sighthill for loaning me this car for today's video.